Okay, if the board isn't powered up, it most likely will be, but if it's not, just hit the power button up on the top right, and the board will cycle itself on. Master is always up. On your main House Lights 1 screen is where you will basically run your pre-show and post-show, because the house lights will not be recorded into any cues. So house lights will be manual. You will not ever need to go to house lights number 2. Always just do house lights number 1. And the blues that should be on are the catwalk blues and the stage blues. And you see they turn green. That is a separate window on this touchscreen. So always make sure that the catwalk blues and the stage blues are on. Since this is a UIL festival and there will be setup and lights need to be on for that, I recommend just have all the works on during that moment and have your house settings on house 1 at 75, because that's what you want your house to be at. And then just have all your works on. They'll have their 7 minutes to do that. And when they're done, just go to all works off. Again, the stage blues are on for safety. Get over here, you're all set. Mrs. Green or someone will do a speech on the stage. When that's done, go to 25%. That does that. And then when you're ready for the show, just hit show. It will take everything down. However, it will make sure that the aisle lights stay up. That is part of that recorded setting. Also, just to confirm, in house lights number 2, the backstage and house vestibules remain on so people don't fall down the stairs. And then you will fire Q100 to start show number 1, or Q200 to start show number 2, etc., etc. All right, once the board is up and booted, it is currently set to have the general Q run page on the left, but if you look down on the bottom, there's a page number. That is the fader button. This fader button, when you press it and cycle it, you'll see it goes page 2, page 3, page 1, 2, 3, 1. Leave it on page 1. If you leave it on page 1, then sliders 1 through 10 will affect the areas 1 through 10. Over on this screen, on the top, we have page 2, which would be 11 through 20. We have page 3, which would be 21 through 30. Now, yes, if you come over here and press fader page, and it goes to page 2, that means if I move slider 10, which means 20, over on the screen, you will see it being affected on page 2. But for easy access, I recommend leaving this side on page 1 as it is now. Faders 1 through 10 will be 1 through 10. Over here, you will have 11 through 20, and you will have 21 through 30. And these are touchscreen controlled. Each one of these areas will be significant to the magic sheet. So whatever one you bring up will match your magic sheet. All you have to do is, to create a scene, is bring up the specific areas that you would want and or color, for example, the blues, and then some area coverage, and you would create a scene. Once that's done, you do what you normally do on any board. You just select the record button, and you would then go record, cue, and your cue number. Your first show will be cues 100 through 199. Your second show, 200 to 299. Third show, 300, 399. Fourth show, 400 to 499. Fifth show, 500 to 599. You can either hit the arrow over here, and that gives you this function. The tab goes up, or you can close it. You get the same thing by hitting the Displays button. So if I hit the Displays button, it does that. Once you're there, then you have other options that you can cycle through. Printing it, saving it, and that's also where you'll power off this device. But if you wanted to save everything once all of the shows have been recorded, you just go to File, or Show by Show. You just go to File, hit Save, and Enter. And then it says, do you really want to save? And you say okay, and it saves it, and you've updated that file. You can save it as something different if you would like as well by doing Save As. Now what I've done is I've opened up the old Joseph file, and you can see all the old Joseph cues are now there, and I can go through all of those. So if you wanted to, and probably the proper thing to do, is record cues 1 through whatever for a show, whatever middle school number 1 is, save that school under a file name, and then open a new file and record the second show, 0 through whatever. However, if for some weird reason a file doesn't get saved, or a wrong file gets corrupted, or whatever that might be, that show is gone. So that's why I suggest just doing various cue numbers, 100 through to 199, so on and so forth. But we're currently in Joseph. I could open up another file, UIL 2019. There it is. Enter. Yes, okay. And now I'm back into the UIL setting. Always be in live mode, don't be in blind mode, and do not use the park function.